Hey preschoolers, I thought we could read some of our old favorite books from the start of the year about my No 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 Day and I Will Rejoice. You can remember that the girls in these stories have some very different days, and we'll do some comparing. So we'll start with my No 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 Day. Oh, you can see she is feeling pretty grumpy. Yesterday, I woke up and Bob was crawling around my room, licking my jewelry. So I shouted, "Get out of my room!" And that was the start of my No, No, No Day. Then I came downstairs and I saw that egg. I cried and I cried and I said, "I can't eat that." And Mommy said, "You could eat it last week. Look at Bob eating his mashed banana." After the terrible egg, I didn't like my shoes either, so I took them off all by myself, shouting, "No shoes!" And then we had to go shopping, and Mommy said, "Please stop wriggling, Bella." But I couldn't stop wriggling, and in the end I shouted, "Get me out!" Mommy said, "You will give Bob an earache, and you are giving me a headache." And Bob poked me and said, "Ear." At lunchtime, Sasha and her mommy came to play and to have some peanut butter and grapes and a cookie. But my cookie broke. Then I couldn't play nicely and I kept saying, "No, you can't be princesses." And in the end, Sasha and her mommy went home. In the afternoon, it was my ballet lesson, and I said, "Ballet is too itchy!" Let's see her here. And I was very loud, and Mrs. Clark stopped playing the piano, and Miss Louisa said, oh dear, perhaps you can just sit in the corner then." On the way home, we met the lady who lives next door, and she said that Bob was the sweetest thing she'd seen all day, and then she said, "And how is Bella?" I was a long way behind, so I had to shout, "I have a hurting foot!" And Mommy said, could I keep my voice down and could I please stop lying on the sidewalk? Then it was time for my supper and my bath. But those peas were too hot, and our bath was too cold, and I was too wet, and it was too minty. After that, I rolled and rolled and said, "No bed, no, 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 no bed, no, no." And Mommy said, "Well, I think someone needs to go to bed." But I rolled all over my room, and then I rolled into Bob's room, and I said, "Bed is for babies." And then I yawned a little yawn. Then I crawled into my room, and Mommy said, "Who wants a story?" And I said, "Nobody." But she came into my room anyway, and we cuddled up, and we had my best story about fairies and cake. Sometimes our moms and dads know what we want, even when we don't realize it. Bella's so upset, and really, what she needs is some cuddles with Mom and a story. Mom knew that. I yawned again, and I said very quietly, "Today was a very bad day, Mommy. I'm sorry." And she kissed me goodnight and said, "I know, we all have those bad days sometimes, but perhaps you'll be more cheerful tomorrow." And, do you remember? I was cheerful all day long. Look at her, including Bob in her princess game today, and having fun in the bath, and cuddling even with Bob and Mom. Oh, and at the end we see them walking. It looks like maybe they were at the grocery or the market. And look how different that is from the start. She's grumpy on the floor, and we can see Mom's face. Mom looks tired and maybe frustrated. We're having a lovely time today. And if you remember, in I Will Rejoice, we knew this girl's name is Bella. In this story, we don't hear the girl's name. It doesn't tell us her name. But she has a very different day from Bella, even though they do some of the same things. has a verse at the beginning from the Psalms. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118:24. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will rejoice in the early light with a good morning kiss and a hug so tight. I'll dress myself up, sit down in my seat, and give thanks to the Lord for the food that I eat. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. We can see her friend came over, just like Bella's friend Sasha came over. I will rejoice as I run and I play. Thank you, dear God, for this beautiful day. You can remember when Bella's friend came over. Let me grab my book real quick. How she had a pretty rough time even when her friend was over, right? Frustrated about her food and they didn't play very well together. Here it says, I'll sit at the table and eat up my lunch. I'll save a few bites for my Teddy to munch. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will rejoice in a warm, cozy laugh as I hear a good story before my noon nap. I'll lie down and dream about castles and kings, princes and dragons with shimmering wings. This is what she's dreaming about while she sleeps. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will rejoice in the evening light when my family is home, settled in for the night. We'll sit and eat dinner and talk of the day, then later we'll laugh as we wrestle and play. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will rejoice and get ready for bed. I'll snuggle down tight and lay down my head. I'll cuddle up close to my trusty old bear and give thanks for Jesus as we say our prayer. I'll get hugs and kisses from Mom and then Dad, and tomorrow again, I'll rejoice and be glad. So in this story, we can see the little girl is choosing to be joyful. She's choosing to think about the things in her life that make her happy. And Bella does that on the second day, right? She is able to have a really cheerful day with Bob all day long. But we're all going to have bad days sometimes, and that is okay too. Even the girl in our story, I will rejoice, I bet some days she wakes up and she doesn't feel like enjoying her breakfast and having fun with her friends. And that's okay. Some days we're going to feel sad and we're going to feel angry. And sometimes when we feel that way, it's good to get a rest or talk to Mom and Dad about how we feel or take a break to ourselves. But remember when we talked about at school, we have lots of different emotions, sadness and anger and happiness, and when we feel shy or scared or we're jealous maybe, someone has something we wish we had. And we're going to feel all those different feelings, and that's okay. Hope you enjoyed getting to hear these books again. I miss reading them here with all of you, and you guys know so many of the words from them, and I miss hearing your voices. Bye for now.